Let's go. We're getting into the final qualifying match here to determine who will join Nightmare in the main event. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Terran player. The red Terran player himself. We have the South Korean Terran. For onside, it is Maru. Let's go. Let us go. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions should soon be open. Oh. There we go. Predictions are... soon to be open. So place your bets on who you think will claim the series, on who you think will claim this best of 5. Let's go. Yo, no one predicted the previous match? Oh my god. What's happening with the Gamba app here? But place your bets. As we're settling into our TvT. Now, coming into this, of course, TvT, and from our experience, all the mirror matchups, like, that have not really changed. I, of course, have to eat my words a little bit when it comes to the previous PvP, as we have seen, due to the buff to the gateway, due to the fast warp-ins, it does make PvP a little more intense, a little more hectic, a little more chaotic and aggressive, just because you don't have to commit into a gateway as well to have a threatening pylon out on the map. So PvP has become more aggressive than previously due to that change. When it comes to TvT and at least our experiences in Doyo Cup, it looks like still the same, which means we're expecting a lot of aggression in the early to mid game. We should be seeing a lot of say early proxies, early aggression, early move outs. We did see a rise in popularity of 2-port 2-base all-ins during Doyo Cup. I'm curious if that translates here into some more active players as well, or if we ever embrace a 3-base economy. We expect not, but we'll see. Here we go. As for the timing, double gas opener out of Maru, going for a faster factory. Likewise, single gas opener out of Percival, going for a faster CC. So Percival is going to be the more economic player, going to be the defender. Meanwhile, Maru is going to be the aggressor instead. Here we go. Meanwhile, when it comes to TvT, Percival has been improving quite heavily over the past couple of months. Again, you've been watching his tournament results in open tournaments. We've seen Percival take down Bjorn and Cure on a much more regular basis, and you can make an argument that Cure has better TvT than Maru. So I would say that a year ago, Maru would be the heavy favorite, but in current StarCraft, in current era, Percival does have a strong chance here against Maru. We'll see if he can hold his own and make a series out of it. I know that Maru has, of course, the flair. He's got the fan base behind him, of course, but when it comes to tournament results, like, Percival has been grinding, and that grinding has been paying off. As from here, we're going to be opening up. Again, it's going to be a Maru to try to delay the economy here of Percival as the Reapers move out. Looking to poke in. They confirm there's no CC on the low ground, and our players will expand. Here we go. EU qualifier on Wikipedia has Maru participated. If he's allowed to play, if he wins now, then there's no reason to play in another qualifier, because there's no benefit to that. So it's obviously not. Qualified players will obviously be removed from the brackets if they try to play another, because there's no benefit to it. Like, there's no money on the line on the qualifier or anything like that, so most likely he just signed up in case he loses here. I think an example of that, I think Bjorn signed up for all 3 qualifiers, but he won in the Americas qualifier, so it doesn't need to play. From here, Percival does move out, catching out a Reaper. But alas, the tank drop is going to be able to punish him here. Yeah, so I was a little bit distracted. But Maru did open up with the tank drop, hyper aggression, hunting down the initial Cyclone. We do see some kind of counter micro here from Percival, but he does take a lot of hits. Yeah, it does take too much damage. The Cyclone is very low, very fragile. Oh! So I was going to lock on here in the medevac. but the tank still overwhelms. Yeah, it does overwhelm Maru. He does break through. Critical damage. Doesn't quite keep pushing though. Doesn't have enough. Down to one Hellion. Oh my god. And one tank. Still rallying, by the way. Maru, he's rallying. And because of this tank still having a presence here, Maru, he can actually threaten the natural. Oh, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hands. Getting within range of the production. Going for the depot. Scanned. Gets a shot off on the tank as well. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, it's becoming too much. As a second shot goes off in the tank. Oh my god. Yeah, tank is low. Picks up the depot. Within range of the racks as well. And we'll see when and if Percival can break out. Let's try to move in. Yeah, the Raven is ready. Disable as well. Does threaten the army. Doesn't quite get the medevac. And Maru pulls it. No, he gets the Raven. Yeah, Maru does snipe the Raven. Ay, ay, ay. Heavy losses here for Percival. Losing the Raven. A second tank has arrived. Maru, he still maintains his position. Oof. Yeah, still does maintain. And still within range of the production. No, the racks. Does force a lift up within range of the factory as well. Yeah, just a brutal position here. And Percival can't break out. Remember, he lost his Raven. He lost his own Raven. The tank thereafter as well. Oof. Does trade 1-for-1. Does trade, but again, still within range of the production. Oh. Percival going for his own counter drop. But again, it might just be too late here. So now we have a third tank within range. 3 tanks, Fabian, 3 Ravens. Factory goes down. Massive pickoff, no lift. Doesn't save. GG. GG gets called. And Maru takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Again, Maru going for the early 1-1-1 into fast tank drop across the map. This is a build that was popularized, a year... Was it a year ago? At least 6 months ago. At least 6 months ago. For players like Maru, Bjorn, and Clem as well. Hyper aggressive way to open up and to very quickly snowball out of control if allowed to. And again, Percival had a very shaky defense here. And with that, Maru does take the lead. Does take the first game, does take the lead in the series, and with this we're now getting into game number 2. We'll see if Percival can start to bounce back. Again, it was just a very aggressive game here from both players, from specifically Maru, of course, with the initial Raven and with the initial tank shots on the Cyclone going off. Like, that was just a brutal way to start that defense, and it'll just kind of snowball from there. With the Cyclone taking too many hits, it couldn't really threaten the tank or threaten the medevac. Likewise, with the Raven going down, we could not disable or break the tank line. Even though Percival, he researched disable, he researched interference matrix, he couldn't make use of it. Couldn't make use of it, lost the Raven. So rough start, rough follow-up, and here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of at Attorney's Edge. We have the South Korean Terran player, we have the blue Terran. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran. For onside, it is Maru. Let's go. Let us go. As we're getting to game 2 here, and we'll keep a better eye on Maru's initial opener. I was just paying too much attention to the chat earlier. My mistake, my mistake. This is Maru. Nobody wanted to show him playing the game. Why? How? I mean, for myself personally, I didn't feel any desire to cover the Silky Silver BV series into Maru, just because I felt like some of the other matches would be a little bit more closer and entertaining, and I have no regrets. We covered Zaun versus Young Yakov, of course, leading into Nightmare versus Zaun as well. So we had some fun games, fun series. I was also assuming that Ryung was going to be covering Maru's matches, but I assumed that Ryung also had the same thought process that I did, that those games would be a little bit more one-sided. Still, there was no desire to cover them. In the end, went to the ace match, which is crazy, but yeah. We're covering them here and now. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I thought that Ryung, he went into one of the other matches initially as well to be there for some of the other players. But regardless, we are going to be settling in. So far, we do have, once again, a ranks expand here from both players, actually. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Single gas opener, ranks factory out of Percival. Remember, last game, Percival went for a more economic build. This time, we're going for a faster factory. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Maru does open up with a single gas geyser instead into a faster CC. Last game, it was a faster factory with double gas, which led into his aggressive follow-up and aggressive build. This time, more economic. And welcome to At Attorney's Edge. This is a bit of a larger map in the map pool. I say larger map, but depending on how we expand, we can either be more aggressive or more defensive. We're now Percival scouting for proxies, checking the nearby location. Doesn't find anything, just playing it safe. No proxies. Beautiful. For now, then, for here, we are going to be settling in. We do have our 1-1-1 follow-up here by Maru. Likewise, Percival still getting a CC on location. Building on up. Due to the later expansion, Percival's on him to be a little bit more active here, more aggressive. Does poke in, and we'll find no CC on the low ground. Oof. Yeah, we'll take a shot to the face. As Maru does continue Hellion production. Building up into 4. I believe from here we can get up to 6 Hellions. We'll see if Maru does continue. There's an add-on swap into Raven. We could even go Banshee. Going for the Raven. More of a standard follow-up. And if we do commit, yeah, we are committing into 6 Hellions. The goal here should be to dive. With 6 Hellions, you can dive past the army, head for the mineral line, and this can actually do a surprising amount of damage. Again, this is something that has been more popular as of late to mix in. Even Percival has done this as well. And I believe Percival is currently unaware as to how many Hellions are amassing. He saw the first 2, but only the first 2. Percival, he himself is going into Banshee play. So Cyclone follow up into Banshee to harass across the map. Here come our initial Hellions, 6 moving out. And Maru can get in, does get spotted. And Percival's aware, does get the hell out of here, pulls back, has a safety Cyclone on the high ground, a second Cyclone's in production. Percival, he's ready. He's ready at the ramp. And Maru's moving in. He's moving in towards the main. So far, quick reaction, losing 1 SCV. 1 SCV goes down. Oof. Almost losing 2. At the same time, Percival, he will avoid the Zelnaga tower. Skirting around the edge. Back at home, do we have any Cyclones to defend? We do. There's 1 Cyclone missing the bases. Or he has some units. He has anti-air. Percival, likewise, he does bypass the Zelnaga tower with the main army as well. Cheeky moves out of Percival. And he's being cheeky. Banshee does hit. Percival coming in from behind. Can he get on top of the Cyclone? He's trying to. Does try to go for the dive. Tank does arrive. Just in time, and Maru's holding. And Maru, he will force us back, not without losing the Cyclone. Hellions, they come in from behind. They punish. That's still going to be 6 SCV kills. But Maru holds. Yeah, he does hold on. Bearing in mind, that was the entire army, by the way. That was both Cyclones being thrown away and the Banshee. And now that has triggered a counterattack. Behind this, second starport's on the way. We mentioned at the beginning of this series how 2-port 2-base all-ins have been much more trendy in Doyo Cup, and we're seeing that here as well in the RSL qualifier. With the second starport, the goal here is to go into Mass Viking, to build up triple Viking production, to gain air control, and then you can go Liberator behind it. There it is, already actually going Liberator early on here from Maru, and this is a way to just overwhelm the ground army. Does hit quite hard. Massive disable. Gets 1 tank. Does go for the dive. He wants the Marines. Yeah, Marines are lining up. Nice shots going off. Tank goes down. And even before the Vikings arrive, this is already getting a hand. It's getting out of hand. Massive damage here at the natural. Ay, ay, ay. 10 SCV kills, boys are being pulled into nothing. There's nothing to repair, nothing to defend. And again, even before the second starport coming into play, this is already too much damage. Maru's moving in. Again, the Liberators are coming. The Freedom Pappy, they're coming. And that's just an easy way to just to unsiege this tank, to break through into the natural, to break this entrenched position. It's all about that air control. It's all about that air. Percival going for a counterattack, going for harass. The Liberators, they are coming. They're coming and they're here. And again, what can we do against them? There's no Cyclone, there's no Viking. Liberation has arrived, forcing the unsiege. Oof. Catching a tank. Yeah, kills the tank, does force the unsiege. Now the rest of the tanks can move forward. Now we can move in. And now we have to pull the boys. It's all or nothing for Percival. He commits into auto turrets. GG gets called, and Maru does overwhelm, taking game number 2. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, hyper aggression there from Maru once again in a different way. I should emphasize that it was Percival being the aggressor first, trying to be cheeky, going for the Banshee harass at the natural and bypassing the Zonaga tower coming in from behind, trying to do critical damage at the natural base. He killed 6 SCVs, but it cost him everything. He lost both Cyclones, he lost his Hellions, he lost the Banshee as well. That triggered a massive counterattack. Maru retained his high-tech units, Cyclones, tanks, and was able to just instantly counterattack and go for the 2-port play. Go for the second starport into those Liberators to seal the deal and to end the game then and there. GG. GG, well played. With that, Maru's up 2-0 and the pressure is on. We'll see if Percival can bounce back. I will say that Percival hasn't really had the chance to really build into his own game. It's been very intense games, but that is the trend. That is TvT in a nutshell. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting to game 3 here, and we'll see if Maru closes it out here and now. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Necropolis, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss, sorry, Terran. I see P for Percival, I think Protoss. The South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, it is Percival. I did the same thing with Zaun earlier. I called him Zerg. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing onside. It is Maru. Let's go. Let us go. We're settling into our TvT. We're settling into game number 3, and welcome to Necropolis. Necropolis is a map that I have very limited experience with. It was a part of the previous season of TLMC. It was voted in by the RSL patrons, and it is a bit of a larger map. I say bit of, it is a larger map. Larger map. The map pool, more defendable natural, as we have the high ground natural base. Likewise, we do have a high ground coming to the third base as well, so a much easier to defend 3-base setup. We do often see some more mid-game play on Necropolis as a result, but so far this series has been very high octane, has been very aggressive, and just because the map might favor some longer games doesn't mean we're going to get it. Hello. As Percival does move out, one Rax back at home. Eyes are on this SCV. As Maru's going for a double gas opener. Okay, so double gas opener, Maru's going for a faster factory. Maru's going for a safer start. Safer, more tech-heavy start. Meanwhile, Percival, what's the plan? Going for a 2-Rax Reaper. Okay. So, bearing in mind this is not an all-in, the reasoning for this is because one Rax is back at home, the other is across the map. This is aggressive, that is true, and you do want to get damage done with this, but you do transition back at home into your own CC on the higher ground, into your own expansion. You can macro out of this. Despite that, though, you still do want to find some damage. Unfortunately for Percival, when it comes to the rock, paper, scissors of openers here, Maru should be safe, should be having minimal losses, and should shut this down as he will have a faster Hellion. Factory's on the way, Hellion is on the horizon. Tower versus Percival, yes, yes, but favor. As here come the Reapers. Maru, he will check the nearby proxy locations, does check the third, and the opposing third location as well. These are the more standard proxy locations. We can see here it's a little bit further back. And we'll see how quickly Maru responds. It's going to be all about that worker micro from Maru to minimize worker losses and to buy time for the Hellion. Makes you think of Eva and Piva. Tiba as well. True, true. See, it's easy with him. It's Este Eva. Reapers are deep into the main. Maru, he does react. Oh. As Maru does shoot first here, nice KDA charge. Percival is forced out, and Maru defends. Maru, he has held, he has defended. The Hellion has now popped out. Both players will now expand, and now we are transitioning in towards the early to mid game. Let's go. So again, nice defense here out of Maru. Percival, he thankfully doesn't lose anything at least, and he is able to retain these Reapers, but the likelihood of him dealing damage with this is a little bit lower. So again, the pressure is still very much so on Percival. He's going back in. He's still going to go back in. Now there are two Hellions. Yeah, he's going to lose everything. Yeah, massive Hellion shots going up, catching on one of the Reapers. Gets one. He wants the others. One more shot. Up, uno más. Uno más, papi. They're lining up. Casito. Oh my god. Yeah, Percival has to pull away behind this, trying to reinforce with another Reaper. Does buy some time. Very nice KDA charge, and Percival does pull out. Races back home. Now, because of the build of choice, because of the initial 2x Reaper, it means this factory is very late for Percival. So in comparison, Cyclone production's already begun for Maru. So we go Cyclone. Boys are being pulled to defend. He's laying mining. Maru does have that tech lead, and he's not stopping. The momentum is, he's going to keep up that momentum with said medevac drop. So building with Cyclones, dropping across the map. Again, we'll see Percival can stabilize. He's not out of the woods yet. So here comes that drop. Again, Cyclone, Reaper, double Marine. It doesn't look like a lot here, but as we mentioned, the tank production, sorry, the factory production was delayed for Percival. So there's still a lot of potential here for Maru. Percival has his one Cyclone. Setting up on the low ground. Oh, Percival does... Okay, thank God. How still did we consider it was going to move out? Thankfully, he stays home, and it looks like we'll lose a depot. Depot gets low. Oh, going for the Marines. Gets one. One Marine and pulls away. So again, nice little trade here from Maru. Getting some value, pulling out, back at home, building up his tanks, Ravens. And even still just rallying. He just has no chill. Just rallying across the map with everything he has. Why not, Pappy? Why not? Maru, he is committing. Percival, again, he has one tank on the low ground. Tank doesn't siege. Okay, re-sieging on the natural. You know, Maru, he moves in. Trying to get within range of the ramp. Oof. Yeah, nice tank shot here on the Cyclone. Within range of the depot. Oh, a tank shot on the tank as well. Yeah, some brutal tank shots. Auto charges coming in from both players. Tank is exposed. Percival, he wants that tank. He gets it. Does barely snipe. And Percival holds. He's holding on for now. He's holding back. Ensuring the tank count doesn't get out of hands. Oh, brutal tank shots. We'll lose another tank, though. Yeah, we'll lose another. Auto turrets, they come in. Boys are being pulled into the auto turrets. More SCVs going to be going down. They're losing 3, 4 SCVs, 5 SCVs even. As Maru's out of energy. And now we're coming down. Third CC's on location. Maru, he does have a decent... He's in a decent position here, but doesn't quite have enough to keep pushing. Did I see a second starboard? I did. Okay, so second starboard here from Percival. I remember last game, Maru went for a 2.2 base all-in. We're seeing something very similar here to Percival, except he's doing this with a third CC. Yeah, third CC for the wreck of the main. But Percival is going into Mass Viking. Maru, he did the same thing. As he already does have double starboard production. As we mentioned, like, this has been very trendy on this patch. Very, very trendy. So you're a double starboard Mass Viking. Maru's keeping up with the main army. Does keep up, does run away. Oof. Losing a Cyclone. Now, I will say that I believe Percival has... Oh, never mind. I was going to say he has more energy on his Ravens to make use of, but it's actually quite similar. Viking count is slightly in favor of Maru. Percival, he went for an earlier Liberator. Rallying across the map. Has some potential. Maru going into mech, actually. Okay. Second factory, no second racks, no bio, no stim. He's meching it up. Again, Maru, he does like to mix in mech when it comes to his TvT, specifically TvT. And the armies, they pass by each other. We're going for the base trade. Let's go. We're going for the base trade. In the end, Maru, he does evacuate his natural. Percival, he's late to do so himself. Ooh. Yes, SCVs are going to go down. Percival slowly pushing in. Maru, he's already in between the bases. Getting us over the SCVs. Vikings, they land. Workers, they get annihilated. So many SCVs going to be going down. Again, Percival, he's a little bit late here to push in. Yeah, later to move in. Maru came to the production. Everything's on fire. Percival slowly pushing up the ramp instead. And Maru, he evacuates. Yeah, Maru, he lives. He evacuates his third base. Percival has a third base himself, but he won't save the SCVs. And Maru, he's just faster in the base trade. Just much, much faster here. We go for the Great Migration. Lifts up everything, whatever he can. But there are Vikings to chase all this down. And again, Percival's still taking too long. We're still actually producing units here in the main base from Maru. He's still mining. Oh my god. He's still just mining in the main. Ay, ay, ay. Again, the base trade was maybe one of the best options here for Percival to go into, but just so late to really get anything going. Had so little to work with. Cyclone has arrived. Liberator goes down. Oof. So Maru, he's still able to mine. And GG. GG gets called. Maru, he will claim the game and take the series 3-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Maru, he will claim the series again. Hyper aggression here from both Maru and from Percival as well in his own right, which is what we expect out of TvT. In the end, though, Percival, he was caught off guard one too many times, especially when it came to like the first game, even if you will. Percival, he tried to be the aggressor on Adattorney's edge, but he got punished for it, where he moved into the natural, got himself surrounded, lost everything, and it all just snowballed from out of control from there. And even here in Game 3, if you recall, it all began with 2x Reaper, and it did not pay for itself. The 2x Reaper initially was shut down quite hard and didn't really get any value, so we saw Percival playing from behind. That allowed Maru to push out across the map with his first tank and to get more value, just disrupting the production, catching out tanks, catching out units, and yeah, just making it difficult there for Percival. In the end, ended up in the base trade, but again, was late to base trade, or even had a smaller army to work with, right? Had a smaller army, less DPS, GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, Maru, he will claim the series, and Maru, he will qualify for RSL. GG. GG, well played. And let's have a look at who our players are here in the next season of RSL. Let's go. Okay, un momento. Let us head on over here. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. I do need a moment to go over said brackets. There we go. Bam. Okay, so we're looking over at the Wikipedia page, and here we have Season 6 of the RSL. So based on the performance of Season 5, we have our top 8 players. We have 2 Protoss with Classic and Hero, the 2 best Protoss players in the world. We have 2 Terrans in Clem and Bunny, and we have 4 Zerg with Lambo, Rogue, Shin, and Solar. These are the 4 players invited in from last season's RSL. Meanwhile, yesterday we had the Americas qualifier that we did cast. We did have Bjorn and Cure making it through the Americas qualifier, and we just wrapped up the Korean qualifier, which is Maru and Nightmare. So 1 more Terran and 1 more Protoss. So far it's going to be 3 Protoss, it's going to be 5 Terran and 4 Zerg. Bearing in mind, we still have the European qualifier. I believe that is tomorrow, I think that's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So we still have the European qualifier for 2 more players. Bearing in mind that this is a little bit misleading. This isn't the Americas qualifier, it's the Americas server qualifier. It's the Korean server qualifier. That's why Young Yakov was playing earlier. That's why Bjorn and Cure made it through the Americas qualifier as well. So anyone can play in the qualifier. It's just that the name of the qualifier does give that server priority. So that means that if, for example, Raynor, if Raynor played in the European qualifier, and if he played against say Shin, for example, Shin's already here. If he played against, say, like Trap or played against Percival, he can force the European server. So Reina would have the ping advantage in that respect. So it is going to be difficult for the Koreans to play in the European qualifier, as they'll have to play at a heavy ping disadvantage. On top of that, it's at a much more friendly European time, so it's going to be at like 3 a.m. in Europe. Sorry, it's going to be like at 2 a.m. in Korea, like 2 a.m. in Korea. So really, really rough time for the Koreans, but they might still play it. They might still qualify. There's still a chance for that to happen, for example. That'll be the European qualifier, and then bam, we have the fan vote. There's going to be the fan vote down here as well. Which is the when I say fan vote, really that should be the Patreon votes. Basically, if you want to support the RSL, you can do so via Patreon, and if you become a Patreon, depending on your tier, you can vote on things. You can vote on maps, and you can vote on players as well. So there is that fan vote. True. So it's in a few hours. So there you go. So technically it is tomorrow. It'll be on the 31st. It's gonna at least here in Australia. Unlucky, Percival's gotten so good that I thought it'd be competitive, but no. I mean, I would have assumed so as well, but it was just because of the nature of TvT. Like, it's just very intense and very aggressive and very, very high octane. So like you have very little room for error, I should say. Any small misstep, any small mistake, and everything will just snowball out of control. Just due to the aggressive nature of TvT. When is the European qualifier? Let's have a look here. Un momento. European qualifier is in 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours time. We won't be casting it, so I'm going to be asleep. But in 4 hours time, I'm hoping that there's going to be some coverage to it. There most likely will be some other language casts, so Indie casting in Polish, maybe TKL casting in French. So there should be some other language coverage. When it comes to English coverage, I cannot say for certain who will cover it. But we'll see. Just because I know that like Wardy, I don't think he casts RSL. There's a reason why he's not here, right? He doesn't really cast RSL matches. I think does he have his own events? Maybe? No. So there might be like a Steadfast or maybe like a Dave Testa or something, maybe. Hopefully there's some oh no, Roddy, that's it. I think usually Rotterdam. I think he casts it. That's it. So I would imagine that Rotterdam will be the most likely English caster for the RSL qualifiers, for the European one. So do check it out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it. We're going to be heading off here for the time being, just catching up with the chat. Going to be wrapping up. Rotterdam is probably in a bad mood after yesterday's fall back. Oh no. Has he spent the night drinking in sorrow? Maybe. That's true. Well, that's a maybe on that one. That Roddy will be sober to cast. We'll see. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We're going to be wrapping up here for the time being. If you want some more StarCraft action, bam, you can see our weekly schedule. We are live every single day, and we should be live tomorrow with the Pixar Cup. Pixar Cup is going to be tomorrow morning. We have Kung Fu Cup tomorrow evening, StarCraft Evolution League on Thursday and Sunday. We have the Podcast on Friday, and we have Crank Gathers on Saturday. So again, a week full of StarCraft. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. Again, we will not be covering the European qualifier. It's just a little bit too late for us here in Australia, so most likely we'll be going to bench. Most likely. But thanks for watching anyway. And again, we should be able to co-stream the RSL main event playoffs as well. We usually do co-stream it. Last season something came up, so we weren't able to co-stream the final day. But outside of that, we should be able to co-stream the playoffs. Shout out to Tasteless, State, Gemini, and Sturgeon. They do cover the event on their own channel, the RSL channel, so they go to cover there over on YouTube and on Twitch. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We're going to be heading off for the time being. If you want to support us, you can do so by following us on the socials. If you maybe noticed and you want to watch the RSL Americas qualifier, I do recommend it. Some really fun matches there between Cure, Zaun, Trigger, and Byan. So I do recommend it. Check it out over on YouTube. YouTube is the place to be. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao, bye, ciao. Until next time, hasta luego.